I'm not fucking scared either. Wait, you're gonna sit here and doing a man for fucking other shirt.
You told me for the last time. My dad's a cop, you know that. My dad's a cop.
Let go, bro. I don't care if your dad's a cop. I'll explain it to him face to face.
Ow, you know what? I didn't say shit.
You see that's the cop that's around here.
I just want you to treat, you're screaming at a lady on my eye. You don't talk like a lady like that. You know, just clearly said, you see, get off my lawn. I did, you're like, get off my lawn, you freaking cunt.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you did.
Shut the fuck up, you're in there. I'm talking right here, right here.
Let go of me.
No, I'm not letting go of you.
Let go of me, not that hard.
I'm not letting go of you.
Let go of me, honestly, not that hard. I'm self-defending myself. I'm trying to let go of me. And then he said, let me go for the last time.
Bro, let him go.
Not me. You're starting on this.
Hey, help him out. Help him out.
Not good, right?
Hey, help him out, Jalen. This shit is your boyfriend. Let go.
You're trying to use my nuts. That's freaking. That's like a little pussy move. Punch a kid in the nuts. I look at mine if you're actually gonna fight a kid. Okay? You put someone you want to? Stop grabbing me. Hey, stop grabbing me.
Let's go right here.
Stop grabbing me. My hands are gonna be red. Is that right? I wasn't. You were talking to me first. I didn't do anything to hurt you. I always said, like, respect the girl. You said, get out of my property, you piece of cunt.
You said shouldn't make a cut, you were gonna shoot me.
I didn't say that.
Bro, you didn't know this. I don't mean it. Fuck are you doing? Just fucking hand off. Just fucking hand off.
Get your fucking hands off me then. That's what I thought. You thought you did your hands off me. Get off me. They already won the car. It's off me for the last time. You're like 30 something. I'm only like freaking 13.
That's fucked up.
Let me go. You're pressing on my shirt.
I know.
You know it. Let me go. No. Why are you freaking trying to do it? You have to tackle me on the ground. I'm trying to cop. You're not a cop. Yeah, I'm trying to shoot you over. How can you hurt me? Then I'm going to shoot you when I really did. I can't shoot you. Can't you hear?
Yeah, I heard.
Then why you got to knock me still? You back there. You're the one that's hurting me?
What the fuck?
Oh, hey, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. You tackled me first. I didn't do anything to hurt you. All I did was respect the girl. She said, get out of my property, you piece of cunt. I didn't say that. I said I'm gonna shoot you. Get your fucking hands off me then. That's what I got. Get your hands off me. Get off me. They already got the car. All one man. Get off me. They're grabbing a minor. 30 something. I'm only like 13.
One shot.
Let me go. You took it right there. You know it. Let me go. Are you freaking trying to do this? You hit me so hard. Passing me on the ground. I was trying to get a cop. You're not a cop. Yeah. But I'm just ignoring it. Got me. It hurt me. Then I'm going to shoot you. And I really did. I said I'm going to shoot you. Can't you hear? No. Why you got to must me still? You back to do on the train right here? Let's talk it!
Could you have someone monitor it, please? I need a 27 through Georgia, please.
We're doing it with it. We don't have anybody to monitor at this time.
Could you call someone in to help us out? .05 through Georgia. I didn't know you were in the Air Force.
Yeah, I'm retired Air Force. Why are you checking me out?
Do what?
Why are you checking me out?
Because you issued a criminal trespass.
For what?
Wes Taylor said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of Education.
Beg pardon?
Mr. Taylor, the superintendent, said nobody's allowed to be on the Board of
So
Education.
you issued me what?
Criminal trespass. You can't be on the property.
Sir, I've never been told that.
I know, that's what I'm telling you now. Mr. Taylor just called and said it.
But why are you running my tag? That's one question.
No, I'm running your driver's license.
That's what I'm saying.
Any contact with anybody, you got to run the.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
just for safety. And everything.
Okay.
What happens if you're wanted guy? You wouldn't want me running someone.
I'm just asking a question. I appreciate it. I got you, bro.
You know what I'm explaining.
I got you. Okay. I just got back from Atlanta, so I thought they said we're gonna be right here.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah.
I just got back from Atlanta. They called me out. I didn't know.
3 Sierra.
27 returns to George Boston, Class C ballot, 741029.
Yeah. Come on. Where y'all supposed to be at?
I don't know. Like I said, I met with a guy from the Justice Department in Atlanta. That's why I had to cancel that to come down
they're
here.
releasing the autopsy results, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Where are you? I'm telling you, they're fixing to do it right now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I just got back.
Mr. Taylor said no criminal trespass on Board of Education or any property owned by lands at all and everything. You remember me and you had contact back over at the football field.
I remember you very receptive. I remember people.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just do me that favor and everything, okay?
Now, what I will do now, is anybody posted outside out there to let people know where somebody won't come in here blind?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all.
I'm good about that stuff and everything.
Take care, T.
All
right, y'all take care. All right, man.
has the power to break this system, and what do you think needs to be done? Like, who needs to be uniting together, you know?
Thank you very much. You are really nice and you are powerful. That is a powerful question. What could bring about that change is, as I said, if the football games were interrupted. Organs, and they can't be accounted for? Where is our child's clothes that we purchase for them? How could it be that information...
Hey, sir, can I stop you for a second?
Just a minute. Now,
okay, how long are you going to take? Because I can't be here all day.
Now, right now, I'm fit to hear the Lowndes County Sheriff Department, the very people I'm talking about.
No, I'm about the police department.
The fellow police department.
Okay, I just need you for 30 seconds.
And what I want to do, I'm going to turn off the video because I want to listen to them. Now, yes, sir, what do you want? If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right.
2 weeks ago, and he's not allowed to be on the property over to West Haven.
Why and who removed his organs and they can't be accounted for? Where is our child's clothes that we purchase for them? How could it be that information...
Hey, sir, can I stop you for a second?
Just a minute. Now,
okay, how long are you going to take? Because I can't be here all day.
Now, right now, I'm fit to hear the Lowndes County Sheriff Department, the very people I'm talking about.
No, I'm about the police department.
The fellow police department.
Okay, I just need you for 30 seconds.
And what I want to do, I'm going to turn off the video because I want to listen to them. Now, yes, sir, what do you want? If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right. If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right. If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right. If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right.
Sir, I need you got a card? Okay, what's your name? Stephanie Thomas? Deputy Thomas. Okay, my attorney asked me is to request from you a copy of that warrant. My attorney, G.B. King. I just called my attorney. And I know you ain't got that.
You talking to the wrong person.
I understand, but I'm doing what he asked me to do.
But you do not, first of all, you do not have a warrant. Not a warrant.
Okay, well,
if it was a warrant, you would have been arrested.
Right, okay.
It's criminal
trespass.
Warning.
A criminal trespass warning.
If you come on this premises,
right, I got you. Yeah, right.
But I cannot give you a copy of that. You talk to the sheriff about that or next person in charge.
Okay, so can you radio him now? Because it's very serious. I mean, I got
busy directing traffic.
Okay, well, I just want to
direct traffic. Somebody can get seriously hurt.
I understand. I appreciate you, man.
Look, if they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Unless somebody is willing to stand up for what is right. Now look, they criticize the Honorable Kendrick Johnson and Jacqueline for simply asking a question. Why could we not view the remains of our son? Why and who removed his organs and they can't be accounted for? Where is our child's clothes that we purchased for them? How could it be that information...
Hey, sir, can I stop you for a second?
Just a minute. Now,
okay, how long are you going to take? Because I can't be here all day.
Right now, I'm fit. Here's the Lowndes County Sheriff Department, the very people I'm talking about.
No, I'm Valdosta Police Department.
The Valdosta Police Department.
Okay, I just need you for 30 seconds.
And what I want to do, I'm going to turn off the video because I want to listen to them. Now, yes, sir, what do you want?
Okay, I just want, we got a call about you out in traffic, and we didn't see you in traffic, but we just came here to ask if you were stepping out. And if you were, we're not saying you were, but if you were, please stay on the sidewalk. We're just getting calls about it. So we're coming out here just to make sure you were all okay and everything's okay, all right? Is that good?
That's perfect. Will you please tell Chief Childress that I appreciate him responding to the citizens of this community?
Yes, sir.
I think that's the best thing that can be done. I think that's what needs to be done. I wish somebody would respond to me being under a 2-year, 5-month criminal trespass and banned from Lowndes County High School without violating any law. And if that had not happened to me, I would not be standing here on public property, not in the street. And I want you to know, and I want the person that called in, that they gave you their name, tell them that they are a liar and the truth is not in them. For I am an upright, retired military veteran that served my country. Officer King. And New.
Yes, sir.
And be sure to pass this on to Chief Children. Tell him I appreciate him doing what we are paying them to do.
Feel free to do your thing. Just please try to watch traffic and all that stuff, okay?
I've been doing this since 75. Okay. Take care of yourself. Come on, my beautiful brother. Shake my hand. I ain't got nothing wrong. Y'all good people. And we got a lot of people that... Look, this is what it's on. Y'all can go ahead and thank you very much. Okay. Appreciate you, man. I want you all to say something. Look, let me say this to you all. You know, this is what happened. You know, everybody got something to say about people when they try to do what is right. I have not violated any law. Yet somebody gonna say I'm out of here in traffic. Isn't that something? Liars. They apparently are of their father, the devil. The wicked one. But all I want to say to you is that I love them. I know why they're doing what they're doing. And sooner or later, you're going to see it clearer than what you've ever seen it. Because I made sure that I understood what Deputy Thomas said to me. He said to me, if I go as far as about 50 feet and make a turn into those, I would be arrested. And that's why I'm out here on public property. This is a public sidewalk. This is the sidewalk. That's where I am. But because of these patriots here in Valdosta and the righteous people, they are going to say to me or to the city police that I'm in the street. Now look, do I look that silly? If I have gone all this time by being under a criminal trespass and I never got violent, I have never even just outrightly called Eric Holder when I say that. I never call Governor, I say that. I never call Attorney General, I never call that. And there are people who often honk at me because they know what I'm doing. But I'm not going away. And so you come on and do what you gotta do because my children and grandchildren is gonna take it up. Although no law enforcement office care enough about my rights or your rights to say, look, not even the newspaper. Don't you think the newspaper should be concerned about this for the simple fact that they supposed to be concerned about reporting the news? And when I went to them, do you know that Kay Harris of the Valdosta Daily Times was not even interested in this story? I went to Channel 6, I went to Channel 10, I went to Channel 27, I went to all those stations. And do you not know that they wouldn't even say boo? Y'all better wake up. Today is the black man, but sooner or later, it's gonna be about every man in the land.
What do you think, who do you think has the power to break this system? And what do you think needs to be done? Like, who needs to be uniting together, you know?
Thank you very much. You are really nice and you are powerful. That is a powerful question. What could bring about that change is, as I said, if the football games were interrupted.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, well, no, you know me, man. I'm a vibe, but I'll do that.
If you go in this area, you will get arrested. Okay.
Okay. What can I try?
You can stay right here.
Okay. They got a public meeting down here. So you're telling me I can't go to the public meeting?
I do not know anything.
I got you. But there's a public meeting.
I'm saying.
I'm not going.
I've been told.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that there's a public meeting down here. So you all telling me that I cannot go to a public meeting, and I haven't violated no law.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do like you're saying, but
you have a criminal trespass warning for the area of Lowndes High School.
Okay, everybody, all of us do.
No,
well, I do.
As far as I know, it's just you.
Is that right?
As far as I know.
Okay, I don't want to hold up traffic. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, bro?
Go back out this way.
Okay, man, this is gonna be interesting in court. I have just been told that I have a criminal trespass warrant against me to stay off of Lowndes County school property, and I did not know that. My question is, who else have been issued a trespass warrant? I did not even know that I had been given a trespass warrant. This is getting very, very interesting at this time. This is George Boss Rhymes. This is Saturday morning. I was attempting to go into the Lowndes County Board of Education meeting, which should be a public meeting. I have never caused any disturbance whatsoever, and it is what it is.
What do you think, who do you think has the power to break this system? And what do you think needs to be done? Like, who needs to be uniting together, you know?
Thank you very much. You are really nice and you are powerful. That is a powerful question. What could bring about that change is, as I said, if the football games were interrupted. I just called the number I have in my phone trying to contact Sheriff Prine, and when I dialed that number, his wife answered the call, and so I do not want that call to be misconstrued in terms of maybe I'm harassing the sheriff's wife. I have Kendrick Johnson's father. What's your name?
Ralph Moss.
I had Ralph Moss and another guy that was here. When I called, there was no intimidation. I was just going to ask him about a copy of the trespass warning
wherein they restricted me from the Lowndes County public school grounds. And that was the purpose of that call. Nothing more, nothing less. And once again, let me step over and get these people's name while we are here. This is Saturday. This is the day of the graduation. These people heard me when I called Sheriff Prime thinking it was him, and his wife answered the phone. What's your name?
Kenneth Johnson.
You witnessed that, right?
Yes, I did.
What's your name?
Victor Whitlock.
You witnessed that, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what did they just witness? They just witnessed that I called a number thinking it was Sheriff Prime. So once again, if anybody said I was intimidating them, that was not intention. I've called him many times, this number. It is what it is.
I'm a minister at the First Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and my grandchildren attend school out there. And there were some things that I was kind of concerned about because I had asked a gentleman by the name of George Boston Rhymes to come in and video my granddaughter's graduation, and he was stopped and said he wasn't allowed to come on the premises, and we were trying to find out what had he done that he couldn't come out there.
He was stopped by who?
By the sheriff department, and said that he was given orders by you guys that he wasn't allowed on the premises.
Okay. I think that may be something you'd have to take up with the sheriff's department.
Okay. So you guys, it's okay if he come out to the premises if something come up?
No, sir. What I'm saying is I believe that there was, and I don't know what they called it, some sort of order based on something that happened in the past, that I believe that there's something in place. And again, I think either he would need to discuss that with you or possibly the sheriff's department.
Oh, okay.
But I do believe there's something in place. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Right.
But I do believe that is accurate.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, can you set an appointed time that I can come in and sit down with you?
Yes, sir. I would be glad to.
What about tomorrow sometime? What would be a good time?
I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this calendar around.
All right.
Can you see your calendar?
No, I'm not at the present time.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Is there a particular day of the week that's better for you?
What about today? What about Friday morning?
We're closed the rest of this week. That's what I was going to tell you. This is part of the time when...
Well, what about Monday of next week?
All right. Let me open this thing up. Monday is June the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
I've got on Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm meeting with we have 12 schools. I'm meeting with all of our principals on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
I've already got all of them scheduled.
Well, I'm scheduled to go to Atlanta. I got to be in Atlanta on Wednesday and the rest of that week, so I can't make that one.
All right. Well, hold on just a minute. I'm just flipping over the next week, which is Monday the 10th.
Okay.
I've got a principals meeting that day. Hold on, we'll get us a day. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn this thing over. That Thursday morning, which is the 13th, and I know you may not know off the top of your head, but that may be a possibility we could shoot for.
Okay. Well, you busy the rest of the day?
Is that on the 13th, on that Thursday?
Well, yeah, but what about today?
I've got somebody scheduled at 3 and then somebody after that.
All right, well, we'll just make it for that time then, and we'll see what we can do, and I'll give you a call back. We'll get back in touch.
All right, so you want to set a time on that morning, or you want to just wait and call me back? Whatever works for you.
I'll just call you back.
Okay, all right, that'll be fine, and we'll get a time that'll work for both of us, and I'll be glad to.
All right, well, as of you know right now, there's nothing that you guys have done to say that George Ryan's can't come on the school campus.
I think there is something in place through the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I do think there is, but
all right.
I'd prefer that he either talk to you about that or the sheriff's department. I don't want to tell you something that's not right.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll work then. All right.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
What do you think has the power to break this system, and what do you think needs to be done? Like, who needs to be uniting together, you know?
Thank you very much. You are really nice and you are powerful. That is a powerful question. What could bring about that change is, as I said, if the football games were interrupted. I would stop going into the Lowndes County graduation by Deputy Thomas. He said I was on a trespass warrant, trespass papers, and that I had been restricted for 2 weeks by not going on the property. So I was advised to follow that up Tuesday. So what I did, I went to the magistrate court and asked them for a copy. They said they didn't have one. They said I was in the wrong place, told me I need to come to the sheriff's department. I came to the sheriff's department and I talked to Lieutenant Styles D. Jones. He said the sheriff's department did not issue a warrant. A trespass warrant on me or anything of that nature. And so I left there, and so what's going on? Now, Mr. Robertson went to Mr. Wes Taylor, who's the superintendent of the school, and that morning, and he was in, so he talked extensively with, I think it was the next person in line. And so when I left the sheriff's department yesterday, I went back home, and Robinson called me, and I met him at a restaurant, and while he was there, Wes Taylor called him. And Wes Taylor said that he didn't issue no trespass papers on me. Styles said that the school superintendent was the one that issued it. And so this morning, my attorney told me to go to the district attorney office. I went to the district attorney office and I got Beth Green. I talked to her down in the state court. Then I went up to the district attorney and talked to Miss Melanie up there. And she said, well, let me have a seat. And so she called the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department says that is a trespass papers on me. And that generated some questions. And like I told the district attorney, the only place I know now to do is go to the Georgia Attorney General. And so no, she said to me, go talk to the sheriff, and here I am.
George, the only thing I can tell you, I'll check on it and find out where this warrant transpired, who took the warrant out. If it's still active, I'll call you back. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I'm not familiar with the warrant itself. I am not familiar with the warrant itself. I will try to find out who took the warrant, if there is an active warrant, and then I'll call you and let you know.
Okay, now what they did, all the agencies, I'm going to the federal government now. I'm going to check with the federal government.
Well, check with anybody you want to, George. I'm just telling you, I'll check on it and find out if it's an active warrant and who took it. And then I'll be able to call you back.
I know I can check with who I want, sir. You know I know that. I'm very smart. I know that. I know I can check with who I want, and I'm going to do that.
Well, go ahead and do that, George. I'm not trying to stop you. I just told you what I did.
And another statement, too, was made by Mr. Wes Taylor. I don't have the exact words, but I wrote down on some paper. And from what he said is there's something in the works on you. Now, that concerns me, and it concerned the people that I was with yesterday. And I
don't know about any of
them. That's okay. That's okay. I just want you to know that, because there are people who love me and who respects me, and those, black and white. And so these particular people, I just wanted to be known that when he made the statement that he made, and whatever it is what it is, Sheriff. It is what it is.
If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations. Interfering with traffic, you understand. But it's all about the death of KJ. As I laid out first, when I was stationed here in 1975, they never put me under a criminal trespass. It was only after the death of Kendrick Johnson that they put me under this criminal trespass. Only then. And look, I will add this as I close. The father called me the night his son was found dead. They didn't call the NAACP, the SCLC president. They called George Foster Rapp because they know I would report what others ignore. And so when they called me and I went to his house the same night, then I walked the streets with the private investigators all down Weisenbaker Lane, over on Oak Street, all down West Street. I walked with the investigators, and I haven't talked about that much because I'm waiting on the God of the universe to do his thing. And look, don't think that just KJ. There's so many black souls that's crying out from the swamps and the bridges of South Georgia until God gonna have to deal with that in the day of judgment. And we cannot get justice for all those black lives. It's gonna take God Almighty to render justice and fulfill Galatians 6 and 7, wherein he said it through his white European spokesperson, Apostle Paul. Galatians 6 and 7, for God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. And so I'm going to continue to say to America, you will either treat us with respect, or I will assure you that God will render justice to you. You can run America. You can run Valdosta and Lowndes County. You can send people out here to try to cause disturbances for George Boston Rhymes. But this is much bigger than George Boston Rhymes. I was born into the world to die. I cannot reach my next level until all the work that he has assigned to my hand is complete. And then when my work is complete, there will be another one that come after me. He will be more intelligent than I am. He will be smarter than I am. He will be more articulate than I am. He will be better looking than I am. And it might be a woman, but they are going to continue. They're going to pick up where I leave off at because God has ordained that heaven and earth would pass away, but my word will stand forever. And David said what God said, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. I know what I'm doing. I know the mission that I own, and I know who sent me to do what I'm doing, and so I'm not going to quit. Because this is bigger than me. It's bigger than my children. It's bigger than my grandchildren. The crust of the earth shall rise again. You can't stop that. As it is written, so shall it be done. In all things, acknowledge him. For God so loved the world that he gave. And we too must give. We must give so others can live. All law enforcement here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, all law enforcement in the state of Georgia, all law enforcement at the federal level, Eric Holder, Miss Lynch, y'all got my videos. You know that I have done nothing wrong. Yet, Sheriff Prine got me under a 2-year, 5-month criminal trespass, and I haven't done a damn thing. But reported on Kendrick Johnson's death, and now Michael Moore has it. But if he don't do nothing with it, I want you to know that God got it. And when God get a grip on you, you will know that you've been gripped by the real grip of a lion's claw. And the real grip of the lion's claw, it don't let you loose. When you get into hell, you will acknowledge that I've done wrong and I refuse to repent to make right that which I made crooked. This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhymes. Stand firm. And I'm saying that if you want to come on and accuse me of blocking the traffic, now you know why Kendrick Johnson stand up like he's standing. Now you know why Jacqueline is standing up like they're standing, because as they lied on me and put me on the criminal trespass, the same way they lied on Kendrick Johnson, and the same way they're saying what they're saying about the President of the United States of America. But in the end, truth, right, and justice will win. Once again, the Ghetto Free Press, we report what others ignore. So we're going to be back again. And there are going to be more people come out with some new lies. And I'm not going to be angry with them. Because when they do that, they are only doing what God permits them to do. And you must understand. You must understand. And this is my last point. Don't forget that when Pharaoh enslaved the children of that day, and he called the religious leader by the name of Moses, he told Moses to go and tell the president of that day, Pharaoh, tell him to let my people go. Moses obeyed, but when he went back to God, God told Moses again, not you, I'm going to harden the heart of Pharaoh. Do you get it? He said, I'm going to harden the heart of Pharaoh. So I'm not looking for people to make things easy for me. I know they're going to make it harder for me because that's what they're supposed to do. But as it was with the president of that day, Pharaoh, the wicked one, in the end, truth gonna win. And this is why, come on. But I just want to be on the God side of my ancestors. I want to be on the God side of the good of Malcolm X, the good side of Elijah Muhammad, the good side of the white European Master Farad Muhammad, who taught that Muslim Elijah Muhammad everything that he knew. Elijah Muhammad walked with that white European called Master Farad Muhammad for 3 years. And that's how Elijah Muhammad got the knowledge that he got. He got it from the white man called Master Farad Muhammad. You don't want to talk about the white European that taught that black man the history of himself, who was passed down to Elijah Muhammad, and from Elijah Muhammad to Louis Farrakhan, to Wallace Uddin Muhammad, and to all others in the West, because there are good white people who want truth, and more than anything, they too want to enter into the kingdom of the living God, not to the kingdom of death, hell, and destruction, to whom no traveler return. And down in that part of the realm of things, some people are preparing themselves to join in the underworld, in their hereafter. But as it is written, for God is not mocked, for whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also. You have a nice day. This is George Foster. I am standing in front of Lowndes County High School. I cannot go to any football game. I cannot go to any Board of Education meeting. I've been banned for 2 years and 5 months after the death of Kendrick Johnson, and I'm going to continue to talk about it until somebody in the United States of America see a need that this military, retired military veteran with over 21 years in the United States Armed Forces, until somebody say to me and those active duty members I left behind that
somebody tell me where did it go? Who killed KJ? Come on! Who killed KJ? Who killed KJ? Thank you.
Today makes 11 months my son was found at Lowndes High School, rolled up in a mat. I was at that school the day they found my son. They treated us like nobody from day one. They're still treating us like nobody. But we declare that we're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. They want us to leave, and when we leave, it's going to be when they give us justice for my son.
Amen.
We want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting our family. But I want to know, they are known to use us and tear down our character. But Kendrick, that they can't do.
Amen.
Kendrick was at school where he was supposed to be.
Amen.
And out of 3,000 students, plus teachers, plus a school with research officers at the school.
Yes.
How in the world can a student go missing during school and be murdered at school?
Mama.
As you all know, his organs was missing. But let me tell you a little bit about that. It's from the top of his head to his pelvis was missing. Yeah, the brain, his windpipe, his tongue, his heart, and everything else inside of his body was missing.
My Lord.
So I want the justice system to tell me, how is it that all of that is going on with his body, someone is not charged with something?
Amen.
It can't be.
My God. Cannot be.
You mean to tell me, from the time he was last seen on that surveillance camera, within 15 or 20 minutes, he gonna cut off all of his fingernails till they start to bleed. He gonna scroll his photos around the gym. He gonna throw the shoe over inside the mat and say, I think I'll go over there and get it now. So how does one shoe inside the mat and the other one's away from the mat? And then he gets inside the mat, gets stuck, and then I guess the pair of shoes that he had on his feet, he kicks them off.
Makes no sense.
How can that be?
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
And other than that, the clothes that he had, what he dressed out in, how's the data missing? From the clothes he had on, from where they took him to make him to the crime lab, how come that they are missing? So out of all this stuff that's going on, why isn't someone arrested for something?
Amen. How long?
So is it the whole system in together? Because it ain't no way in the world that y'all don't see something. Thank you.
KJ! Who killed KJ? Come on! Who killed KJ?
I can't even go to the graduation to little Terry because I have been banned from the school by a warrant that I knew absolutely nothing about. Thank God I didn't go to this graduation because I would have been arrested according to this deputy right here.
And so I have said to you, on the property or near the property of Valdosta State University, that any student coming to Valdosta State University could be picked up by Lowndes County Sheriff deputies and told that they are under a criminal trespass, although they have violated no law. They can remain under this criminal trespass for 18 months without any action being taken to remove them. And so, now I want you to see if I have been telling you the truth about any person could be banned and told by the sheriff department, you cannot go to City Hall, you cannot go on Moody Air Force Base, you cannot go to a restaurant, you cannot go to any established facilities that they want to, and tell you you are under a criminal trespass without justification or notification, and you don't have to violate any law in Lowndes County. Now look, I may be lying to you. George Boston Rhines may be lying to you. And so what must I say to you? What must I present to the governmental agencies in the United States for you to see if I am lying or not? What can I give you? What can I say to you to convince you that the Lowndes County Sheriff Department stopped me, banned me, and told me by Sheriff Deputy Thomas that if I go on any area of Lowndes County High School, I would be arrested? How can I prove that to you? Can I prove that to you? After 18 months, and the government agency here in Lowndes County and the state of Georgia will not remove me in writing from an unjustified criminal trespass? And how many more of our young children are in jail, in prison, or on death row because of lies against the American people? Now look, again, closing. What can I give you to convince you that Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy Thomas placed me under this criminal trespass? I wrote the Sheriff Department and asked them for any tapes, any letters, or complaints against me. And they said they had nothing on me, but they will not put in writing that they have removed me from what you are about to hear. If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations.
Y'all, please listen. When in your lifetime, I'm going to say it again because I want y'all to hear this. When in your lifetime have you ever seen an all-black jury sitting anywhere?
To me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations.
Did you not say that you felt that Judge Ellerby did not look at what you presented and seemed like he had his mind already made up? Is that true or false?
That's true.
All right, so you feel like you have been getting the runaround all from day one?
Yes, and we went to, first of all, we went through the court system and we were allowed to make a complaint against the deputy. Let me remind you, the deputy not once have told us that he had tackled our daughter down to the ground and that he arrested her when I spoke to him on May the 24th to go pick up my child because I found out she was in an altercation and that she was assaulted. He did not have any recollections of what transpired. Let me explain to you what we found out in court today, that this deputy thought that my daughter was fighting with the teacher. Not that she was fighting with another student trying to defend herself, but she was fighting with a teacher. So he based his evidence on what he saw at the end and not what started in the beginning. So he didn't even have no recollections. There's nowhere in the picture showing that he came and tried to get the situation taken care of.
So, what? I mean, when I saw your daughter here, I thought she went back to school. Why did y'all, I know you've already stated, I'm just stating it again, for these people, why did you keep her out again?
Because we are in fear of her life. We are fearful that something may happen to her. We know that the school system, let me explain why we say that. My daughter leaves our house, she goes to the school, Pine Grove Middle, where she's dropped off and has to get in another bus. While she's dropped up, that same deputy works there and he's there monitoring the children that come out. So I'm afraid for my daughter's life. Not only that, when she goes to the school, Lowndes County, and I'm sure you guys are familiar, that's the incident with KJ Johnson that's going on right now and that the world are finding out. That's the school she attends with the evidence that's going on that he was hit in the neck or something like that. Blunt transformer. I'm concerned because not only that, you have those young ladies that attacked her in the middle school attend that school. And she sees them on a daily basis. They still trying to say stuff to her. And I'm afraid for my child's life because I'm afraid I'm going to get the phone call, something happened to your child. And it may be the next day.
So now, we are caught up in a dilemma. They don't want you to do certain things because they say it may end up on YouTube or something like that. But let me ask you an honest question. If you had not had access to this YouTube channel, what or who would know about your case?
Nobody would know about case. You know what I really feel strongly what would have happened to my daughter? She would have been put in juvenile justice. If we didn't have the evidence, they can say they want, but social media has saved my daughter from having to be locked down, because it would have been her word against the officer, and they would have took the officer's word, even though he was nowhere around to know exactly what went down. And so with us doing what we had to do to protect her, the children that put it on Facebook saved my daughter's life from being locked behind bars. That's what kept her out, because the evidence was prevalent, because it was on YouTube, and the picture of her being arrested helped us realize our daughter was arrested, because they never to this day said it was done, except for in court today. That's the first time we heard about it.
Wow. And so now I really, if you could have found that spot, I'd really like you to read. If you could read what that the one from the educator, the statement that he made, and possibly you said something about the
administrator
that didn't show up.
Yes.
If you can read what they say, I mean, all I want on this YouTube, people put what they want on Facebook, but what I put out here is nothing but the facts as I understand it, and I don't come out here I don't get paid one dime for none of it. And so I do it because I'm sick and tired of what I've been seeing here since 1975, to be truthful with you. When I served 2 tours at Moody Air Force Base. And I am tired of seeing our young kids fill the jail. Y'all don't know how long I've been fighting with the NAACP and against Judge Ellaby behind the scene and other aspects of I don't even want to get into it. Let's try to stay focused. Yeah. Go ahead, read it.
It says, "Hey, Tim," which is my husband, "attaches a letter from me which includes her final grade, and that she had no discipline referrals the whole year until the last day of school. Deputy Atkins has the statements from the teachers that were involved. From my understanding, neither teacher was struck or had visible injuries." This is from the administrator.
Let me back that up again. I just love the truth, y'all. I'm hog-tied and wallowed in truth, because my grandmother told me the power of truth, backed up by scripture of the Jesus we dip in. That means we duplicate, imitate, and placate Jesus. And so this young lady, Shannon Watkins, I watch over here. I just want you all to listen to as she reads. Other aspects of it. I don't even want to get into it. Let's try to stay focused.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read it.
It says, "Hey, Tim," which is my husband, "attaches a letter from me which includes her final grade, and that she had no discipline referrals the whole year until the last day of school. Deputy Atkins has the statements from the teachers that were involved. From my understanding, neither teacher was struck or had visible injuries." This is from the administrator of the school.
When you say administrator, you talking about a low-level administrator or a top-level?
No, I'm talking about the head honcho, the boss.
Okay.
And this is from Mr. G.B.R, the actual teacher.
I didn't want you to call her name, but since you mentioned it, go ahead. I'm trying to stay away from the name, but it is a fact.
It's a fact. It's going to be in the record.
That's true. Go ahead.
And this was from him, and it was on Monday, June the 17th, 2013 at 9:24 a.m. To whom this may concern. During the incident that occurred on May 24, 2013, I, Derek G.B.R, was not harmed in any way. If you have any questions, please call me. And he left his number.
Okay, he said harmed in any way. But today, what do you think?
Today was our attorney had another statement that he had wrote to the deputy saying that he was not harmed, that he was not bruised, that he was not struck in any way. That he wrote to the deputy prior in his statement when this incident happened. And so I don't understand how, when he got on the stand, he said, "I didn't know I was hit." And all of a sudden his story changed. These are legal documents, especially you there to confirm that you said it, and he said he said those things. So how did the story change? I really don't understand it to this day.
Do you think that and right after the death of Willie James Williams at the jail, professor at Valdosta State University, and by the way, a lot of the professors at Valdosta State are my friends. They can't speak because they fear for their jobs too. But a lot of the information that I get on YouTube that people are wondering how I get it is because a lot of white right people, I'm telling black folks, you can't blame all these white folks because it's not. A lot of white folks are just fed up with what's going on here as black people. But the only thing about it, as Matthew Richards said in his video called A Chorus of Fear, you used to could get it online. But now they had it taken down. But Matthew Richards is working vigorously to get it back up. So people here are afraid, especially people who is in law enforcement, preachers and pastors, people who are in management in top levels that are scared for their jobs, both black and both white. And you can't really blame them because it's been said for years. There is a clique and among the slicks, and the only thing about me, and the reason I keep doing it when I ought to give up, is because I refer to myself as crazy as hell. But there's something inside of me. When I think about my children and my grandchildren, I don't need to go to church and holler hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah for me to get a relationship with God while my people are going to hell. You all gonna find something out, I believe, with this KJ case. They are trying to criticize the pathologist, but we don't have to look at the pathologist. Just like we have outlined all of this, and I'm asking her, do you feel that you've got any level of justice here in Valor since May the 24th? Have anybody listened to you, your side of the story? Anybody?
No. As a matter of fact, they have been more than already premeditated, prejudged, had their decisions, their mind made up from day one. They were mad because I spoke out. But if I didn't speak out, what would have happened to my child? That's my concern. Because like I explained, at the end of the day, she was the victim.
And one other thing I want to say here now. Listen, what she said, a deputy said, I have told you all. Listen. Listen. Please listen, America. I don't give a dime for what I mean, Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper did a good story on 360. But why haven't they come in on all this other stuff? Where's Al Sharpton? Man, I'm getting frustrated because there is something going wrong, and I can assure you that today is my 112th day. And now it's nearly 200 days. It is nearly 200 days. Justice Department, Georgia Attorney General, Governor Nathan Deal, all civil, human, and satanic organizations that I've been under this criminal trespass warning. Nobody have said nothing to me. Here again, it's all centered around the death of KJ. I was not on a criminal trespass warning until that man was found dead out in the jail or from the after effects of it. I was stationed here from '89 to my retirement in 1991. And I'm still here. And up until the death of KJ, I have never been under any type of criminal trespass warning. So there must be something that they thought, like I report these stories, somebody, either Wes Taylor, Sheriff Prime, or other powerful or low-level people felt that I was going to do what Jesus said, and that is to tell the truth because I'm unbought, can't be sold, and willing to go to the peak of the pyramid, standing up for what is right for all life sources. Maybe that's why. Look, let me say it again, repeat. From '89 to 2013, I had never been under a criminal trespass warning. That was only issued after the death of Kenneth and Jacqueline's son was found dead in the Lowndes County High School gymnasium. Let me repeat. Let me repeat. There's something going on, y'all. And we don't have no Justice Department like the Justice Department of yesterday. It seemed like their friends, their golf birdies, and others, it is what it is. Here you got something else going down under the same school system. Lowndes County school system is Pine Grove School under Wes Taylor. When I heard that he was the one that issued this trespass warning on me, I got at least 5 other people that say they was restricted also. One of them is the president of the Justice League. He was there when the first time they told us to get off the property. And I got it recorded on video. Thank God for the camera. After they criminal trespass, ran my driver's license in, and then child 6 came in, they didn't run their driver's license. All this is highlighted on another video already on YouTube. This is already documented. Just waiting for somebody to prove that we are a nation of laws and that the black man finally got his rights instead of going by the 1857 Dred Scott decision, which said that no black man in America had any rights that a white man had to respect. So, what you want to send about Miami to get some, what you want to have to do?
I don't know. I did inquire about that because I feel like she would be safe there. I'm not sure she'll be safe anywhere around here. I don't believe the police department is going to protect my child. The sheriff's department is going to protect my child because I had issues with them and I made that complaint against them. So I don't think she would be safe. I mean, they are the one responsible for the Lowndes County school system. That's the sheriff's department. So I'm supposed to believe I send my child to this school and you have the sheriff's department there, that these people are going to look out for her, that they're going to take care of her after all that has been done? I don't think so. No, I don't feel she's safe. I'm worried about my child. So that's why I'm putting this on camera, so that y'all know if anything happens to me, my daughter, or my husband, y'all need to have an open investigation that comes down on Lowndes County Sheriff Department, the school system, and Valdosta, Georgia. Because right now, I don't believe we are safe.
Once again, this thing is getting bigger. And this is why I've said to Eric Holder, and all of you in the Justice Department, I have said it to you before. This ain't nothing new. We've been under a 40 to 50 year court order with the Valdosta City school system. And you know it. The Georgia Attorney General, the Georgia Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, you know they had that meeting over October 17, 2012, and highlighted all them problems and irregularities over there. You haven't reported back to those people. Those people keep calling me, yet on the 23rd of September, the equipment 10 plus 2 is going to go to Brooks County Court, which I don't think they're going to get no justice. I think, and I've been saying it from day one, there is no justice in the whole Southern judiciary for the black man and poor white people. Let me back this up here because this is an idea that is shared by many people. Attorney General, I want y'all to listen to this. The Georgia Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, you know they had that meeting over October 17, 2012, and highlighted all them problems and irregularities over there. You haven't reported back to those people. Those people keep calling me, yet on the 23rd of September, the equipment 10 plus 2 is going to go to Brooks County Court, which I don't think they're going to get no justice. I think, and I've been saying it from day one, there is no... And of course, you found out there was a mistrial with Lula Smart, and this almost 3 years, and they haven't gone to court. That ended in a mistrial, and the sad thing about it is what happened in that courtroom, which was a travesty of justice, has not been published in the newspaper, and I stand by that. Haven't been reported on television station nor radio, the in-depth of what took place. The jury selection process needs to be investigated by Eric Holder, the National Democratic Party, and other entities of justice if we have any remaining. Because that transcript from the equipment 10 plus 2 Lula Smart case should be looked into by the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department. That court trial transcript need to be reviewed by the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division along the lines of voting rights. You need to see what happened in that courtroom during the selection process. And you need to check out my video and interview people, what they went through. Listen, please. No justice in the whole Southern judiciary. Which I don't think they're going to get no justice. I think, and I've been saying it from day one, there is no justice in the whole Southern judiciary for the black man and poor white people. Is that a problem for you? Now, you want me to give you some case in point? The Madison 9 in Florida. Y'all, let me stop, because I got all the records. Look, you're asking a question about her daughter. Look, you're asking a question about the KJ family in terms of why they don't quit and just give up and accept what these people say. Look, 1918, 15 to 25 blacks was murdered. The James Dent was murdered, killed, shot behind Washington Funeral Home in Quitman. Sammy Baker, Earl Evans, shot, burned up in a police car in Brooks County, nothing done. And no justice. The Wootons, the Dixons, and Anderson Cooper, why don't you pick up on that? Al Sharpton, why don't you pick up on that? To the deputies who are worried about YouTube, don't worry about me, worry about the truth that I'm speaking. And call me, Anderson Cooper, on your show and see if anybody can condemn me on the truth that I speak. See if, don't nobody say I'm lying. They don't say I'm lying because I'm here to tell you I've done my homework and I've done it well. And I'm retired military. My job in the military was, well, so much for that. Close us out, girl.
Yeah. My thing is, I'm concerned, like I said, for my daughter's safety. And y'all say, go ahead and take it. Why should she have to do 2 years of probation when she was the victim? Why should she have to do community service when she was the victim? Why should she have to take anger management when she was the victim? Please help me understand that. This was her punishment for us speaking the truth. Everything I've been saying on this video was brought up in court. Everything my lawyer sat there and did proved what I said. So nothing I said in here was different than what I said out there or what was said in court. It was proven to be the truth. It's on there. It's evidence that we didn't lie at all. Nobody could say we lied. We told the truth. We made them have to tell the truth.
And you told some lies too.
Yeah, we had some that told lies. We had some that told lies. We had 3 of them that told lies and got caught up in their lies, which means the stuff they said should have been thrown out. That shouldn't even been evidence because they contradicted themselves. But he took all of that in consideration. So the whole time, it was never about the evidence. It was about what we said on YouTube.
Let me ask you one other question. I want you to say this so everybody can get it. I'm gonna draw you into the camera because I want you to tell. I want you to say this. So Anderson Cooper, did the television station call you after you gave them all your complete packages? Did they call you? Did the Valdosta Daily Time, our only daily newspaper, did they call you and even get and show any concern for your daughter or all these other children in the school system about their safety? Did they want the general public to know that? Or did it seem like to you they want to keep it a secret, top secret, like people believe that certain things are being done at Lowndes County now and may never be open, may take another 150, 200 years?
No, they don't want it to come out. That's why they're upset now, because we've been speaking out. They wanted it to be an isolated incident, that thing that happened with KJ Johnson was an isolated incident, and nothing else goes wrong in the school system. Well, I beg to differ, because we're going through this with the school system and the judicial system. My daughter was attacked. My daughter is being paid for it because we spoke out. And she is not the only one. While I sat there waiting to be called back, I heard of women telling their stories about the injustice that they received by this court system, how they're so fed up and they have nobody that's going to come in and help and protect us. And I say to the American people, cry out and spare not. Help us in this doggone state because we are being railroaded every day. It is a shame that these things are going on and it's the people that have the power in their hands, the judicial system, the police department, and the school board trying to cover up their misfortune, and let's not forget the juvenile justice. They make money off of this. So that's why they don't mind putting our kids and locking them up. They make millions of dollars when they lock them up. Do the research. That's why they give those tests for them kids in 3rd grade to determine who's going to make it. Who's going to be the first to make it to jail. Come on now. This is just about money. And they don't care who they hurt to do so.
I'm going to ask you another question because I want the truth to be told. Why is it, do you think, that out of everything that's going on in this community, our pastors are so silent in the black community?
my viewpoint on that, everybody washing everybody's hands, and I think if they speak out, they afraid that something either don't happen to them or they can't get ahead. I don't know what the reason is, but nobody won't speak out on the truth. They sit in the pulpit, and I am a Christian, and I just sit there and be amazed about the truth, and the truth will set you free. Well, what about the truth that's been going on all these years? Why haven't setting us free yet? Why you have not spoke out about the truth? Why you being silent? They rather cut deals behind closed doors and then say, it's okay, let me get you. I'm going to cut this deal behind closed doors. No. Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Okay, and so what we're doing, would you agree with me? All I have ever done was try to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. That's all. I don't get nothing from these. You paid me anything?
No, sir.
All right. This is the Ghetto Free Press doing what we do. And y'all don't feel this mother's pain, but I do. Why? I got grandchildren. I got children. And it's time for a change, y'all. It's time for a change. And you know the Justice Department and our legal system in Georgia, I'm going to continue to say it. I have zero confidence in them. And I'm looking for them to tell another lie on me, too. And they still haven't told me until this day why they did what they did. But we all know. I have black and white people telling me, Ryan, they don't want you recording because they know you report the truth. Because you ain't bought, you ain't sold out, and won't sell. And they right.
That's it.
What do you think? Who do you think has the power to break this system? And what do you think needs to be done? Like, who needs to be uniting together, you know?
Thank you very much. You are really nice and you are powerful. That is a powerful question. What could bring about that change is, as I said, if the football games were interrupted, if these people find a way to not play football until some change come to Valdosta. In fact, I believe that sports perhaps is the only way that real change is going to come here. I say that because right now we are known around the nation as Titletown, USA. But we are not only Titletown in football in terms of producing good football players. We are also Titletown when it comes to unsolved murders and killings, unsolved deaths in the jail. They say they have rats as big as cats in the jail. So perhaps we also have the title for having the biggest rats in any jail. So when they talk about Titletown, I think that football and those who benefit from the game, once the games are boycotted, I don't like the word boycotted, but it may have to be done. So a lot of this change gonna have to come through black folks taking on the initiative, along with white people who wanna see change and foster in change. So the bottom line, and bringing it home again, the power of breaking this system is in the hand of the people who can show the people in the state of Georgia that we are not back in the 1800s.
To me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations.
When you murder somebody in cold blood, there seems to be a pattern. You're killing young people that don't have a weapon. Jordan Davis did not Jordan Davis murdered for his music too loud. Trayvon Martin, you know what WWB means. WWB means walking while black. He was murdered for walking while black. So the African American, the black community, we charge Michael Dunn, child killer, for murder, lynching, and hate crime. It's right here. We, the black community, we charge Michael Dunn, child killer. Make sure you know this is a child killer. He hadn't left high school. He hadn't left the nest. He hadn't left home. He hadn't left the feet of his mother and father. He was still at home. Michael Dunn, child killer. We charge you, Mr. Dunn, with murder, lynching, and hate crime. We are not going to accept manslaughter and self-defense. We will not accept manslaughter and self-defense. But we said the same thing in Stanford. We said he said it's murder, not manslaughter. And so they're arresting over the case. It looks like a mistrial. It looks like it's going to be something else. And here it is.
If they did this to me, and they did, they also can do this to you, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, and coming generations.
They don't talk about all the black children coming in there being killed, being shot, the violence. Martin Luther King talked about 3 things that are affecting our community: racism, poverty, and violence. Until we get a stop on that, we're going to have these problems. But I'm asking each person to be conscientious of how you spend your dollars. Be conscientious of that.
Amen.
Take back your money.
Amen.
Your money will make them respect you.
Amen.
Not your friend.
All right.
Not your margin.
Preach.
Although it has its place.
Preach.
I believe in activism.
All right.
But this country is a capitalist country. It's built on profits. It's built on the sweat and blood and tears of my people. Since 1615, they've been raping us.
Woo, there it is.
Put us out there in the cotton fields, and the tobacco fields, and the sugar, and the rice. Why? To exploit our labor for their own good.
Tell the
I'm
truth.
sick of this oppression. We may not have a common interest in religion, but we got a vested interest in our common.
Go ahead, sister. You's preaching now.
Common oppression is what brings us here. And I don't care if you're a person of color, you got a common vested interest in denying oppression on any front.
All right.
Martin Luther King said injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Oh, Lord.
Tell the story. Thank you.
I love you, I show up. Thank you, bro. This is love right here. When I sit on these courtroom steps and dare to tell the truth. Because I don't care about their jobs. I'm not beholden to their jobs. I'm not beholden to their faith-based money.
Go ahead.
I'm not beholden to their government contracts.
I can say amen to you.
I create jobs.
All right.
God gave me a mind to go to school and understand the unjust system so that I could use their system to create jobs.
Go ahead,
That's
sister.
what I'm calling on every black person out here. Start your own business.
I can say amen to that.
Take control of your own economic destiny. Don't be beholden to these people for a job. Oh,
Go ahead. You speak to sister.
what they say, J.O.B.
I love what you say.
That's right. It represents slavery. It represents economic insufficiency, oppression. I will not be oppressed. And I'm like Fannie Lou Hamer,
coming generations. Why and who removed his organs and they can't be accounted for? Where is our child's clothes that we purchased for them? How could it be that information...
Hey, sir, can I stop you for a second?